Cricket fans, buckle up. It's time for another power-packed clash, and we're heading to the home of cricket where India faces England at Lord's. And it's not just any other test. Like I said, it's a full-on blockbuster. Shubman Gill, he's on fire. Jasprit Bumrah, he is back. And Jofra Archer, he is roaring into action. This one has got drama written all over it. Of course, there is going to be drama. There is going to be, there is going to be a lot of excitement, but there are also stats. And let's take a look at all those important stats. When you talk about the test record at Lord's, the total number of tests that have been played between India and England, well, 19, out of which India has won 3. There have been 4 draws and 12 losses. So it's not an easy ground for Team India to come here and start winning immediately. But like I said, India is in great form. When you talk about the recent form, and especially the last couple of matches, India has won 2 of the last 3 matches. One was in 2014. India lost in 2018, but then rolled back and won in 2021. However, just to give you a trivia, a stat, the first ever win at this particular venue, well, it was a 5-wicket triumph in 1986. The heroes of that match, Kapil Dev and Chetan Sharma. Let's also take a look at the head-to-head between the two teams. When you talk about the overall test record between India and England, the total number of tests that have been played between the two teams, 138, out of which India has won 36, England have won 52, and out of those, 50 have been draws. Now, when you talk about this particular venue, India has only managed to win 3 times. England have won 12 times, and there have been 4 draws. But when you talk about this particular series and the momentum that Team India is carrying, remember, Shubman Gill, he has been tremendous as a captain, as a batter. But other players, they have also chipped in. Whether it is Mohammad Siraj, whether it has been Akash Deep, whether it is Jasprit Bumrah, who was there in the first match, did not play in the second match, by the way. But when you look at the overall momentum of this team, and in the recent context, India, in that last match, they swept Edgbaston Test by 336 runs. Shubman Gill, he was the hero of that match. 269 runs in the first innings, 161 in the second innings. What it does is basically it ties the series 1-1, and that is how we are heading into Lord's. Meanwhile, England, they are going to bring back Jofra Archer, and it is going to be important for England because Jofra Archer, he has been out of the English team, especially in the white ball cricket for the last couple of years, but his presence, it is going to add extra pace and also extra support for the rest of the bowlers. When you take a look at the player matchups, of course, we are going to be talking about Shubman Gill and what he did against England. When you talk about Shubman Gill versus England at Lord's, currently he is in the peak of his form. 430 runs alone in Edgbaston. He missed the record of Graham Gooch by just a couple of runs. Imagine if he had gone past that magical score, he would have edged his name in history. But nevertheless, he is the highest run scorer, an Indian who has managed to score over 430 runs, the second most runs. He could become the highest for a visiting batter on England's soil, though, and he could go on to break this man's record, Don Bradman. Well, when you also talk about who the other players that we need to watch out for, well, especially the bowlers to watch out for, number 1 is, of course, Jasprit Bumrah. He is going to be making a return in that Lord's Test. And, what is important is his adaptation to a greener Lord's pitch. That is going to give the impetus to Team India. Remember, Mohammad Siraj, he is in great form. Akash Deep Singh, he has been absolutely fantastic in that last match, and when you add Jasprit Bumrah to the mix, it is obviously going to make things better and rosy for Team India. But at the same time, Jofra Archer, he is going to be back, and his fresh presence could also challenge the Indian batters. We'll have to wait and watch how things pan out at Lord's, but the momentum is definitely with Team India. Will India go on to win the Lord's Test? Well, only time can tell.